Hello, what is up guys? I'm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch that came to Black Desert on July 19th of 2023, going over all of the events, as well as major changes that came with the patch, that way you don't miss a thing. This week's patch has a ton of content to go through, so yeah, quickly before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, new to Black Desert, or you have been watching videos on the channel and still have not subscribed yet, please consider it. It helps to grow my channel, you stay up to date with new content, and we both win hand. Without further ado, let's get into it and start off with the events like we do every single week. And our first event is an extension of Twitch drops, so we have even more Twitch drops to accompany the new Arena of Solare, which we'll touch on in a few seconds here. But for watching your favorite streamers over on Twitch, for 3 hours, 6 hours, and 10 hours, you're going to receive a bunch of free stuff. All you gotta do is link your Black Desert account by signing in up in the top corner here to your Twitch account, and you'll start getting those drops as you watch them. Do note that you can watch me every single weekend over here on Twitch, every Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to support me over here, feel free to do it. It's twitch.tv/evildousarm. Next up, we have the extension of the Jay's Hammer of Loyalty, as well as the other event coupons. As you know, a few weeks ago, we got a bunch of cool free stuff here. Those codes have been extended through September, so they're going to last a little bit longer. So extra nice for new players that wouldn't have had anything to use those Jay's Hammers on. Now you can wait a little bit longer on it. And for those of you that haven't redeemed those coupon codes yet, they're linked in the description down below, so please pick them up. So many free things. Free outfit boxes, 4 of them, 4 free outfit boxes. Jay's Hammers, 2 of them to upgrade your gear. I think there's a free tier 4 pet in there. There's a ton of free stuff, so if you haven't redeemed yet, description down below. Next up, we have your events themed around the Arena of Solare release. So for those of you that don't know what the Arena of Solare is, it is Black Desert's ranked 3v3 gear normalized PvP game mode. Basically, you go in there with your class, you pick up a setup of gear from different options that you have, and play against other players in 3v3 combat through various arenas. There's a couple new arenas with the new region release, which we'll touch on in the patch notes. But yeah, for getting your first win in the Arena of Solare, you're going to get 100 Cronstones. Part of the event series here that's coming out, running through September 6th. Like I said, there's new regions unlocked here for the Dokubi Cave and Donghae Office, as well as Delball Village, Shiminde Forest, and the Reed Field and Goen Plateau. So a couple new arenas to battle in, which is pretty cool. If you're into PvP content, this is definitely one of the ones to try out. Again, it is gear normalized, so you can basically compete on even footing regardless of how long you've been playing the game. Fantastic game mode. Now, next up, we have some login rewards. So for playing for 30, 60, and 90 minutes, you're going to get some bonus items just for logging to the game. These can be redeemed on the Y key on the keyboard, so just press Y, and you'll see them over here in your rewards, so just make sure to claim all those things. Now, next up, we have a bit of a surprise on the events. It is the return of the Termian Event. So in the previous little roadmap, they announced that they are done with this event series. It's not coming back, but guess what? They gave us a 2-week appearance of it here. So July 19th through August 2nd, you can still go explore the Termian Beach. If you're new and haven't been around, this is the typical summer event that happens every Black Desert for like a month. It's an awesome one. People love to partake in it. Lots of cool rewards. They said they're replacing it with a new one this summer, but they decided to bring it back just for some fun. This time around, you can get all the rewards pretty quickly, or all of the major rewards pretty quickly. So you don't have to do any of the transforming scroll stuff like you used to have to do, or the PvP stuff. None of that's involved anymore. The major rewards are picked up pretty quick. So to get those major rewards right off the bat, go ahead and talk to your Black Spirit by pressing the comma key on the keyboard on a character that's at least level 30. Under the quest tab, you should see an event tab, Event to Termian. Go ahead and accept that quest line down at the bottom there. And after you accept that quest, go ahead and open up your Black Spirit a second time, click on the chat option, and you should see the dialogue option here, A Beach with Crashing Waves. Go ahead and complete that quest line there, and that'll complete the first portion. Now bring up your Black Spirit a second time, click on the quest tab, go back over to the event section, Event Termian O, click that option right there, and that is going to direct you to the Termian Festival Guide, which should show up on your map somewhere up here in the northern region of Black Desert, basically straight up from Calpheon. So there's Calpheon City. Straight up above it, you'll see the Termian Beach event. There's a little icon on your map to actually show you where this thing is. Interact with the festival guide over here to complete this portion of the quest. Click Event Welcome to Termian. Hand over the Termian Invitation Festival, complete the next one there. You're going to get a cutscene that plays through. And after you've watched that cutscene, you'll be able to interact with the NPC again to complete the quest. Escape out, and you're going to be asked to select one of these 2 different options here. Now, in previous editions of this event, this would lock you out of one of the vendors that you could purchase from, but the notes here say that regardless of who you pick, you're going to be able to buy from both of the shops. So I'm going to pick the Otter one just because I want to make sure I get the life skill stuff, but I'm going to go check that right now. After you pick whichever side you want to support, you're going to have an event crossroad thing that pops up over here on your screen. Just right-click it to auto-path to the NPC you need to go to, which in this case for me is this NPC right here. Interact with them, join the Otters to complete the quest. You then have a weekly quest that you can do here, but you don't really have to do this unless you want to do the little transformation thing. Entirely up to you. From here, we're going to want to go find the vendors that allow you to buy all the different items that you saw in that little shop a second ago. So the vendors that we are going to be looking for are Paleo. And if we go to the Termian Otter shop, you'll see all the different items you could buy from the Otters, which again is the life skill themed side. So I'm just going to run it down the line and pick up all of these because they're all really actually like great deals. So just run it down the line. Now the other NPC is Doncella, who's located right here, right next to them. And it looks like you can just run it down the line and buy from both of these. So nothing to worry about. Pick whichever one you wanted at the start. But again, just clean out both those shops. They reset every Wednesday, so you can go ahead and pick that up another time in next week's patch. The location of these two NPCs is right here on the map. So if you want to like have a relative area where you should be looking, this top section. Now this time around, you've gotten 20 of these coins for the Termian Festive coins, and the best rewards, and the only rewards worth picking up, only cost a total of 20 coins. So you don't need to like keep doing this event this time around. You can just straight up knock it out right away. But to finish buying everything that we want from here, we're going to have to go up to these NPCs right here, Ben's Lamut, interact with them, click on the quest tab, and we want to make sure that we exchange for the Maid for Hire box. So this is a free Maid, $10 basically, that you're getting right there. We also want to get the inventory expansion +4. And finally, we're going to pick up the Artisan's Memories times 20. Then just go to the chat option and run it down the line. Exchange, chat exchange, chat exchange. And with that, you'll have picked up all of like the good rewards from this event series. The only other thing that's left of this is if you wanted to partake in those weekly combat quests over here, where you fight against the Otters and Papoos. Completing these combat feat things over here are going to give you the golden coins, which you can exchange for transformation scrolls that let you turn into an Otter or Papoo. But anyway, with that, you'll have completed this new little event series in about 5 minutes, so really, it's worth getting out there to get the free Maid. But yeah, like I said, if you get 250 of these coins, you can exchange them to be able to transfer into either this little Papoo or this Otter. So like, if you want to walk around Black Desert like that, then I guess, you know, that's up to you. The final event was one that was actually announced last week, but is going live now. From July 19th through August 2nd, there's a double drop rate from Remnants of the Rift from Dark Rifts. So while you're out doing Dark Rifts, you have a better chance of getting those. You also have the chance to get Black Distortion earrings from the boxes as you fight the Dark Rift bosses. And you have a chance to get a boss summon scroll from them. So some nice bonuses from your Dark Rifts. Make sure to knock them out over the next 2 weeks. And then with that, we can finally get into the patch notes themselves. So this week's patch notes bring, like I said, a bunch of events as well as a bunch of content. So the mythical Doom Horse has now been added, the tier 10 Doom Horse. We previewed this a couple weeks ago when they announced it to us, but it has the ability to like breathe fire, has the ability to dash extra far, and also has the ability to summon 2 extra horses for your friends to ride on. Next up, there is a fail stacking system available for Mythical Awakening now, so hopefully you saved up your Mythical Awakenings like I recommended a couple of patches ago, so that you can now attempt those tier 10 horses and stack up a fail stack to hopefully have a better chance at making those upgrades. There's also some preview videos of the skills for the different horses, so like the mythical Pegasus horse, the Ardnaut can fly a little bit further, and the Dene can run across water. Moving on into the class changes, buffs, and whatnot, the Kunoichi got a couple of changes to some skills on the Awakening side, so some nice bonuses on damages, as well as like the flow ability of different skills. Ninja got a similar situation, better flow ability from the Awakening to pre-Awakening of the skills, as well as some damage changes and buffs and whatnot, so a lot of little tweaks on that side there. Next up is the Nova, and the Nova got a ton of stuff done to it, like a ton of stuff on the Succession side, so if you play Nova, it's pretty nice there. Looks like some decent improvements there. And finally, the Megu got some changes on the Succession side. Now, the bit of the paragraph here for the Megu specifically says that they're just kind of tweaking it so that the scaling can't be abused with the number of hits on different skills, but the overall damage stays similar. So this one isn't really much of a buff or nerf overall in the class, just kind of reduces some exploits that you could take advantage of with it, so... anyway, moving on into the actual content with the patch this time around, we have Dalball's Old Moon Furniture Workshop. For those of you that don't know what the Old Moon Furniture Workshops are, your favorite content creator, who almost looks exactly the same, put out a video on the Old Moon crafting workshop system in the game. You can go ahead and check this out. It's linked down below, walks you through the whole system, but essentially it allows you to craft cash shop only items in-game using items that you gather in the game. So pretty nice little system there for free-to-play players to decorate their houses. As we all know, fashion is the true end game. Next up in the battle arena, they added in some little like training dummy type things you can fight against and practice with your combos. Added a few more with a huge influx of players. If you don't know how to get there, it's under the War tab and then the battle arena, and you can practice inside of there your different combos and stuff. Next up is an interesting one that I don't really know how to test, but it looks like they did some changes to the Abyss to make the Captivating Cruise, which is like the worst quest in that entire series, either easier or removed entirely, because it says they changed the completion conditions. So if anybody has played through the Magnus in the last, like, I don't know, 12 hours from when this patch went live and did either of these two, and could let us know in the comments what happens, that'd be pretty cool. But has the potential to be one of the best Magnus buffs in the entire series. Next up, we get into the Arena of Solare content, and the Arena of Solare begins today, July 19th, well, I guess July 20th, since this video is coming out the next day, running through September 13th. The times for the Arena of Solare are posted here in the patch notes. Full patch notes are linked down below if you want to read through them yourself. But the Arena of Solare pretty much runs on like weekday nights and weekend nights. You'll have a series of placement matches. After your placement matches, you'll be placed in your rank, and then you can start working on your progression through the series. Like I said, we had different arenas announced here, so we already covered all of those. Based on your ranking, you're going to get different emblems that you can earn there. The best player for each of the classes will have their character memorialized atop the little statue things here in the training arena, so that's cool. Top 100 are going to get an outfit box, as well as a title, as well as some bonus items there, so if you want to get in the ranking system, go for that. And yeah, it's the Arena of Solare. PvP, ranked, 3v3, gear normalized. Next up, mythical feathers that you used to upgrade your tier 10 horses now drop from various world bosses as well as field bosses to kind of give you some incentive to go ahead and do those now. In anticipation of people wanting to come do those bosses, they've increased the HP of them, so it should take a little bit longer to kill, but also more people will probably be running them, so we'll see how that goes. Also, Patricio's Secret Shop can now include mythical feathers, so if you have been trying to get these, you can roll them at Patricio's Secret Shop. It's open every night in Black Desert for 25 or 50 energy to roll from it to get a chance at different items. Some of the weekly quests have additional mythical feathers added to them, so you get more of them. Royal Fern Route quests have been also bumped so that you can get your tier 10 attempts going a little bit faster here. Next up, the Archaeologist map cooldown has been separated from the Traveler's map cooldown, so you can use both of them in conjunction with each other if you ground out the infinite one. New instruments have been added in, and some additional recipes to craft those are available right here. Like I mentioned earlier, the Jay's Hammer, as well as the various codes, which are linked again down in the description below, are running through September 5th, so you can go ahead and pick all of those up. Moving on, we have a huge buff to a bunch of monster zones. So for Sheer Ruins, Sharecrow Necropolis, Bloodwolf Settlement, Navarran Steppe, Toothfairy Forest, Matcham Forest, Fattest Habitat, Prada Cave, Crescent Shrine, Navarran Steppe, and Cadre Ruins, their mob respawn rates have been significantly improved. So doubled. This is great because some of like the fastest grinding zones are on this list, as well as a couple of the potion pot pieces. So like really nice for people trying to grind out those items right now. Should make it a bit easier. I mean, you can play like tighter rotations and in general improve your gameplay. So big fan of those upgrades there. Olin's Valley got like a little bug fix or something there. Guild bosses have better items coming from them. Gatekeeper bosses have been pushed a little bit further into the grinding rotations. And that's pretty much it on the combat side. Moving on into the questing and general gameplay sections here. The ability to leave the Land of Morning Light a little bit sooner for new players has been added. So if you got stuck over there, you might have a chance to get your character out of there. But again, I would always recommend a new player start either the Balanos start or start in the Mountain of Eternal Winter. Don't do the Land of Morning Light for your start. These just seem like a bunch of changes to make it a little less painful for you if you did start on that side. Like I talked about a few minutes ago, we have the Termian Beach event running. I kind of covered pretty much all of this right on down the line. There is a fishing portion to this. People that have played the game before know that the Termian event usually comes with an insane fishing thing to it. Not this time around, it's just the seasonal coelacanth there, so no reason to move your fishing AFK setup. Nothing crazy this time around. A new feature has been added into the game for desert oases. If you enter into the water, you will get the Desert's Blessing effect, which will make it so that you won't get heat stroke. And then there's also a bonfire near the oasis that gives you Alan's Warmth, which will make it so that you don't get hypothermia at night. So if you're out exploring the desert and need to like fix your character up a little bit, jump into the water in one of these oases or go to one of the campfires to make it a little easier for you. Now the next update in there is the change to the inventory UI. So for new players, you have a new feature that allows you to store items in it like that you don't know what they do. So that's cool. For more advanced players, we have this new category system that filters out your inventory into different like things. So stuff that are like quest related, items that you can equip, items that you can open up to get different items out of them, consumable type stuff, life skill type stuff, etc. Pretty neat if you're trying to find something specifically in your inventory. You can click the little category button and try and jump on down to it. So neat little improvement right there. And then one last one that's relevant only for guild leaders. If you open up your guild menu, you're going to have to reselect your guild-based servers. Mine has been asking me all day to reset it, and now I'm finally home from work and can record YouTube videos. And I'm going to do it right now for them, so they're all happy. But anyway, all you do is select one of those options, and your guild can swap between all those different servers whenever they want with no cooldown. Typically, if you swap between servers, it's a 10-minute cooldown. So ability to just swap freely is pretty nice. Make sure to set that if you are the guild leader. But with that, guys, we have pretty much covered all of the major changes, content, and whatnot that came with this patch. So now is your chance to let me know what you think down below. Again, this was a pretty big patch, so a lot to take in. Let me know your thoughts And again, thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next YouTube video, the next Twitch live stream, or wherever I happen to see you. Dice.